In South Korea, where appearances often serve as powerful career springboards, handsome actors are hardly a rarity. But for one to transcend conventional standards of good looks and become a true icon of beauty, that's an entirely different league. Lee Jong Suk has somehow achieved that. And now he returns, not just as a genius lawyer in Law in the City, but as a living embodiment of the idea that beauty and intellect can, indeed, coexist. A national treasure of visuals, but not just for show. A few days ago, TVN released the first official stills of Lee Jong Suk in the upcoming legal drama Law in the City. Netizens, who are no strangers to his genderless beauty, were nonetheless stunned. With his porcelain skin, sharply sculpted nose, and cool gaze, Lee Jong Suk appears more commanding than ever in his new role, tailored suit, slicked hair, and an aura that screams power and precision. He plays Ahn Joo Hyung, a seasoned lawyer with 9 years of experience, who didn't enter the profession to serve justice or protect the weak, but simply because he found legal logic and cases intellectually stimulating. He's not your typical idealistic protagonist. Instead, he's a cold-blooded strategist who quickly rises to the top, amassing wealth and respect, transforming himself into a legal world Chaebol. Professor Kim Mi-ra, a cultural studies expert from Sogang University, notes. Lee Jong Suk is one of those rare actors whose appearance doesn't just serve as an advantage, it adds thematic depth to his roles. When he plays characters who are exceptional or beyond the norm, viewers accept it easily because he already feels extraordinary from the first glance. Playing genius is his specialty, and it still works. From Dr. Stranger to Two Worlds to While You Were Sleeping, Lee Jong Suk has consistently portrayed brilliant characters, those untethered by everyday limits. Returning as Ahn Joo Hyung feels like a continuation of that legacy, but now matured, refined, and sharpened. At 36, Lee Jong Suk is no longer the pretty-faced rookie once described as a living doll. He's now a real-life Chaebol, with an estimated fortune exceeding 50 billion South Korean won, approximately $40 million US, and among the highest-paid actors in Korea. He doesn't need to act powerful or intelligent, he embodies both. TVN's choice to cast him isn't just about star power, it's a deliberate case of strategic typecasting. The idea is to blur the lines between character and actor, letting the real persona enhance the fictional role. Law in the City is more than just a legal drama. Amidst a sea of romance, fantasy, and historical dramas, a modern legal series like Law in the City offers a refreshing alternative. But it doesn't stop at courtroom battles. It's about intellectual warfare among elite minds, where logic, strategy, and influence are the true weapons. Ahn Joo Hyung is one of 5 key players at Chaebol law firm, and perhaps the coldest, most calculating of them all. He'll engage in both rivalry and collaboration with Kang Hee-ji, played by Moon Ga-young, and other sharp-witted colleagues including Kang Yoo-sok, Ryu Hae-young, and Im Sung-jae. This ensemble of fan favorites is expected to ignite viewership this summer. An insider from TVN shared. The script is structured like a chessboard, where each character functions as a strategic piece. Lee Jong Suk's character is like a knight, able to move in unpredictable ways. It's the perfect match for his unconventional aura. Redefining standards, when a face becomes an archetype. In over a decade of acting, Lee Jong Suk has evolved from a beautiful face into a case study in career mastery. He's now a benchmark, a fusion of aesthetic, aura, and strategic role selection. Every time he returns to the screen, it's not just entertainment, it's a masterclass in branding. Notably, Lee Jong Suk almost never plays underdogs, naive youths, or pitiful characters. He doesn't rely on charm or cuteness. His appeal lies in his unattainability. Viewers don't relate to his characters, they aspire to them. He's become the archetype of the super-intellectual elite, visually stunning, emotionally detached, and intellectually superior. Conclusion: when acting becomes effortlessly artful, Lee Jong Suk doesn't need to try to be beautiful. Nor does he have to force gravitas or genius. His presence in the entertainment industry is already an anomaly, one that works to his advantage. That's why, each time he returns, the audience isn't merely watching him act, they're witnessing an ideal brought to life. Law in the City hasn't even aired yet, but just a few teaser images were enough to dominate online platforms. And not simply because he's handsome, but because he reminds viewers that in a chaotic, emotional world of drama, there are still characters who win by thinking, not feeling. Set to premiere this summer on TVN, Law in the City promises to be a breakout hit both critically and commercially. And Lee Jong Suk, once again, proves he's the perfect leading man for stories that demand more than just good looks. In the ever-evolving world of Korean entertainment, beauty is abundant, and Chaebol characters are nothing new. But every now and then, an actor emerges who doesn't just play a rich, powerful man on screen, he is one. Enter Lee Jong Suk, South Korea's reigning visual Chaebol, a star whose allure goes far beyond the dramas he headlines. From his staggering real-life wealth to his razor-sharp facial features that seem sculpted by the gods, Lee Jong Suk has become the perfect hybrid of fantasy and reality. And as his latest role in Law in the City stirs up a social media frenzy, it's time to examine why he's more than just another pretty face in a power suit. He's a phenomenon redefining what it means to be a K-drama male lead in 2025. When visual becomes power. Nicknamed the visual that cuts, Lee Jong Suk has long been praised for his unique, androgynous beauty, snow-white skin, high cheekbones, a straight Roman nose, and deep, expressive eyes. But what sets him apart isn't just symmetry, it's the air of elite detachment he naturally exudes. He doesn't just look rich. He looks untouchable. In Law in the City, where he plays the brilliant and morally ambiguous lawyer Ahn Joo Hyung, Lee Jong Suk doesn't have to pretend. The character's calculated ambition, effortless intelligence, and commanding aura mirror the actor himself, who, off-screen, is among the highest-paid actors in Korea and reportedly owns assets exceeding 50 billion South Korean won, about $40 million US. For fans and even critics, it's hard to distinguish where Ahn Joo Hyung ends and Lee Jong Suk begins. The performance feels less like acting and more like self-reflection. The real-life Chaebol behind the screen. What makes Lee Jong Suk's current reign so captivating is how closely his public image resembles the very roles he plays. In a media landscape obsessed with authenticity, he's a rare case where fantasy and reality blur in the most aesthetically pleasing way possible. He owns his own production company. He invests in real estate like a true business mogul. He maintains a famously private, calculated lifestyle, rarely appearing in variety shows or letting his guard down in public. Even his rumored romance with singer-actress IU is treated with elegance, never scandal. He's not just acting like a Chaebol, he is one, remarks entertainment columnist Park Soo-jin. His career trajectory, investments, and branding all reflect the same meticulous strategy you'd expect from a real-life conglomerateur. It's this authenticity that elevates his latest role from mere fiction into a multi-layered character study. For viewers, watching Lee Jong Suk is more than escapism, it's aspirational. A beauty standard all its own. Lee Jong Suk's visual appeal has always leaned toward the unconventional. He defies the typical alpha male aesthetic. He's not rugged like Gong Yoo or brooding like Hyun Bin. Instead, he offers something rare, the ethereal. His beauty isn't just for admiration, it provokes conversation, even envy.